There are folks out there who have children for the sole purpose of having somebody take care of them later in life. They don't have a child because it is a gift unto the world, a gift unto themselves. It is a God-ordained gift to bear life. They don't have children because they want to take care of somebody and they want to learn all there is to learn within that process. They don't even have kids because they think, oh, you are so adorable and I just want to have a little cute baby. Instead, they have that child because they want somebody who eventually is going to feel guilty enough that they will never leave their side. They will forever be basically hand and foot at the parent's door or at the parent's household, at the parent's bedside, And I'm not saying that it's not a beautiful thing to want to take care of the ones who cared for you or to want to take care of somebody who didn't take any care of you. What I'm saying is it's dead ass wrong to put this obligation on a child's head that they are responsible for you. It's unfortunate, but in certain quote unquote communities, it's like if a child becomes successful, they're expected to take care of the older folks, the parents, the grandparents, etc. Whereas, I believe how it's supposed to be is that the children set up an inheritance the parents set up an inheritance for the children, then the children do the same, etc. Right? It is a hand-me-down. And it's crazy because there's this wild idea that it is an insult to call somebody a trust fund baby. It is an insult that somebody grew up with wealth, that God forbid their parents took care of business, actually creating a life where they could have a sense of nepotism. I think there's a lot of jealousy and envy when it comes to that. If my pops could set me up, why would he not? If I can set my son and my daughter up in the best place possible, why would I not do so? Of course, I want them to be competent. I want them to be the best of the job that they can be, to be merit-based. But when it's all said and done, that's the point. The point is to make it easier for the next generation. And so when I just read the title of this video and saw who the messenger was, I said, oh, we got to get into this. We got to get into this. Charleston White, a contradiction amongst many other things, but a man who oftentimes speaks the truth boldly, whether or not we like it or the way he delivers it. He tells the damn truth. Sometimes he could be unhinged. Sometimes he can say things about folks. So I'm like, that ain't it. But in this one right here, I can almost say without a shadow of a doubt before even watching this video out with y'all in real time that this is going to hit home. So let's go ahead and let the brother do what he does best, which is tell the whole truth with his whole chest.
Whatever you pour into your children, there's no return check on that. They don't owe you for that. If they don't if they don't grow up and do nothing for you, they don't owe you nothing. They didn't ask to come here. Your children are a result of your choices. So they don't owe you nothing. You owe it to them. To make sure they are better than you. Your kids don't owe you for nothing, homie. Whatever you pour into your children, there's no return check on that. They don't owe you for that. If they don't if they don't grow up and do nothing for you, they don't owe you nothing. They didn't ask to come here. Your children are a result of your choices. So they don't owe you nothing.
Some folks do not need to become parents. And maybe it's a seasonal thing. And by seasonal, I mean, maybe it's not the time. You're just not there yet. You have not matured past this self-absorbed space and place. You are not so needy that you will not sabotage a child's life in order to get what you want to get. And some of y'all grew up with narcissistic parents, borderline personality parents. Some of us grew up with parents who are emotionally unavailable and things of that nature. And I'm thankful for my folks. And I believe they did the best job that they could. But there are folks out there who the only thing that they seem to care to provide or even think they have to provide is food and shelter, which is a gift. It's a blessing, yes, but it is also the basics. It is the expectation. I mean, I heard one time somebody said, well, damn, you can provide that for a dog or a cat. Shelter and food, that's no different than a pet. What's the difference with your child? They need you emotionally. They need you mentally. They need you there engaged. I'm not saying 24 hours around the clock, etc., unless they're really infants and they need you in that way. But if you are a parent, to be a parent or to parent, right, as a verb, is much different than just having a child or having a baby. And there's a lot of folks out here. I did stories on guys like Anthony Edwards, NBA player. He is having his fourth child, I believe, with the fourth baby mama, only 23 years old. This guy just paid out a full $1 million in order for him to never have to see his baby mama or his child again. He literally paid to say, I want nothing to do with you. That is irresponsible. I don't care if he had the money. I don't care if the mother was a 304 gold digger, etc. Him as a man, I can't even give him that title because he is willing to create life. He made a decision that ended up in creating a life. I don't care if you think she's going to unalive the child, if you think she's on a pill, whatever. Every time you lay up, there's a possibility that you indeed are going to have a child, period. And so you signed up for it. You were grown enough to lay up like that. You were grown enough to make that decision. Then you better take care of that damn child. And so some people will, again, they will have the child and the child will be born under an energy, under a spirit of resentment, under a spirit of bitterness and this pressure and expectation to say, now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. There are kids 10, 11, 12 years old. Now you got to take care of this, this, and this, and this, and this. Not because a parent wants to teach a child responsibility and to pass that down in their lineage, but instead because they want a house slave. That's a lot of folks out here walking around looking at their kids like they are some sort of mule in the house. And it is not the responsibility of the child to do that. It's not the responsibility of a child to be an adult when there already is one in the house. It's not the child's responsibility to be an adult when there already is one, or at least one that looks to be an adult in the house. And once that child grows up, my folks let it be known in different ways, but my pops never had an expectation. Unless I asked him, say, hey, pops, I need to borrow X, Y, and Z, and I'll pay you back, that's different. But anything that he did for me, it wasn't, okay, now it's time for you to do for me. No matter how he was doing financially, etc. And I've given to my folks just because I felt it out of my heart and because I had it to give. You understand me? One of the best feelings in the world was when I got to buy my parents a new washing machine for Christmas last year. It was a beautiful feeling to know that I could do this financially. It wasn't going to hit. I wasn't going to be resentful. I wasn't going to be scared where the money go. I just did it because it felt good and it was incredible. It was a beautiful moment for all of us because it's something they really needed at that moment of time. And so, again, to have this expectation on your kids to say, you got to take care of me. And I don't give a damn if the kid is an NBA player, NFL, etc. If they do for you, they're doing out the goodness of their heart. Like if you're just taking them to the games, etc., because you want to make them somebody in order for them to do something for you, if that's the purpose, then don't even bother. Like I'm like that. I'm like, if you want something from me, you got to ask me so I can say yes or no. Don't hold shit over my head. I don't move that way. You will be very disappointed in realizing that I'm not about to go there with you. So you do a little trade-off. Okay, I do a little something for you. You do something for me, something for you. No. I'm not keeping tabs. I'm not, none of that. You got to tell me straight up. But some folks will move through life like that. The same spirit they have with you, they will have with their children. Look at all the things I did for you. Some parents, they'll be 50, 60 years old. The kid will be a full adult. Kid is a grandparent now. Mom and daddy still talking about, look at all the things I did for you, all the sacrifices I made for you. I did everything for you. I was watching a movie with my girl yesterday. Was it Poker King? Shout out to Poker King. Even though Jack Black, you've disappointed me with a lot of the ways you've been acting of recent in your personal life or public personal life. But, some of your stuff is still hilarious. Poker King. And there was a moment where the wife of the main character and her own mother, it was a back and forth. And the mother, I sacrificed all my dreams for you. I did this and this for you. I did this and that for you. And I just thought to myself, there are real life folks, and it's based on a true story. So, there are real life folks who move through life like that. Look at everything I did, everything I sacrificed, but then don't have me. Let's play this one more time because this brother really said it all here.
My daughter. Your kids don't owe you for nothing, homie. Whatever you pour into your children, there's no return check on that. They don't owe you for that. If they don't if they don't grow up and do nothing for you, they don't owe you nothing. They didn't ask to come here. Your children are a result of your choices. So they don't owe you nothing. You owe it to them.
You owe it to them. That's how I feel. If I'm gonna bring life into this world, it's my responsibility. It don't matter how I feel about their mama on a given day, on a given decade. It don't matter what's going on around. That child right there is my responsibility. And I must do everything to fight for that responsibility that is mine and to take care of what is mine. Not that the child belongs to me, because that's another thing we got twisted sometimes. The child does not belong to me. I am a steward. I'm a caretaker. I've been given the opportunity to take care of one of God's children. But, again, it's still my responsibility to care for the child that I brought into this world. Oh, man, but it was a mistake. I didn't mean to do. I don't give a damn. That's your child. Take care of that child. It's as simple as that. And yes, the reward is intrinsic. It comes from the experience, not from the child. Take that shackle off of them so they can live their lives in peace. Some of y'all might have to send this to a parent or somebody out there. I was not going to get into this message originally because, frankly, some of these messages just spawn up. Sometimes I have things, that I plan out and I want to talk about, but this one right here just popped up and I said, oh man, we got to get into this conversation because a lot of parents need to hear this, of young children as well as those with adult children, to say, stop that. Stop putting that burden of responsibility on them to take care of you. If they take care of you, it's from the goodness of their heart. It's because they decide to do so. If you're doing it from a place of guilt and coercion and manipulation, you're dead ass wrong for it. Dead ass wrong. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.